All right, so what we're looking at today is we're supposed to sort grade in ascending order, and we are using the sort option. So let's have Tatina.
Hi, sir.
How would I sort grade in ascending order?
Okay. Highlighted. Highlighted. Um, go to creator. Um, Sort, and there's ascendant. Or you could go to the first one up there. Yes.
So the first thing, are we supposed to be highlighting anything when we are sorting?
Um, just the from C2 to C8, I think.
Nicholas, are we supposed to be highlighting anything when we are sorting?
No, sir.
Why not?
I thought you could just put a cell on the main unit and solve it.
Yes, that is true, but why can we not highlight and sort? Why should we not do that?
Um,
Does anyone know the answer?
Sir, is it because whatever you selected, that's going to be sorted, but then the rest of the table isn't going to be sorted?
Right. So if you highlight grades and you sort grades, then only grades will be sorted, and the rest of the table will not be sorted along, not sorted, but it will not move along with the sorted data so that it remains accurate. So this tool here for if we were to highlight this here and we sort it, this will always come up here because it's telling us we need to have the entire table, and just by selecting one part and sorting that one part only, we are going to corrupt our table. So that's why it's telling us for the first option here to expand our selection. If you select OK, then it will use the entire table to sort the entire table. So at any time you're sorting, you simply have to just right click on the column, any column that you want. If you want the A column, the B, C, or D, right click any cell within it. If it's age, sort smallest to largest, and the entire table will be sorted. Spreadsheet automatically can detect a table. So in some instances, you don't need to highlight a table because it will detect that table. You just have to right click and use the option. Now, right, so exercise 9.4, I want you guys to pay attention to this one. This one, I realize what we have to do for, what we actually have to do for exercise 9.4. So exercise 9.4 says that we need to sort the data by subject in ascending order and then by grade in descending order. So I would have told you guys that you right click here and you sort grade and ascending, and then you go to grade and you do descending. That is actually incorrect. What you're supposed to do is, even though it's actually showing here correctly, no, the subject is no longer in ascending order. What you are actually supposed to do is right click on the table and go to custom sort. So in this case here, it is giving you two levels of sorting. So you see at the top here has this level, add level. So this is where you have the two levels of sorting. You can add more levels if you want, but in this example it is only using two. So in this case here, it says the subject, so we're going to click on subject. We want to sort it in ascending order, which is A to Z, and then by, we want to sort the grade in descending order. So what this is going to do now is going to keep that grade, that subject, in ascending order. So English will be first, then French, E, G, no, F is A, B, C, D, E. Yeah, E is first, and then French, and then Spanish. So it will be in that ascending order first, and then within that ascending order, with the subjects in ascending order, the grades will then be in descending order for that subject. Let me show you what we mean here. So you see English here is in ascending order, the subject, English, then French, and then Spanish. And within that subject now, within each subject, the grade now is going to be in descending order. So this is the two-part sorting they were asking for. You sorted by the grade in ascending, and then the grade by descending is going to go for each subject that is in ascending order. Are you guys following that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Alright, so the next part is to add an auto filter. So let's see, Shamal, where do I go to add my auto filter? How do I add my auto filter? Shamal? If you don't know, say no so that we can move on and not waste our time. So, Savir,
Sir.
how do I add my auto filter?
Sir, select the data and then,
So, what data would that be? Student ID?
sir, the data you're trying to filter.
So, what am I trying to filter? So, in this case here, so in this case here, I want to filter my entire table. So do I select my entire table?
Um, sir, I think so.
Think so. So this here,
Sir, I'm not sure.
nourish. If I want to filter my entire table, how do I add my auto filter?
Ability highlight it.
Highlight it.
Filters in insert, right? Or mm,
Sir, data at the top, right? And then you click on filter.
Good.
Yeah.
I don't know why you guys is complicating something. So
no,
No, I mean the data at the top, not the data in the sheet.
so any table that you want to add your autofilter to, let me highlight this here so that you can see it. Any table that you want to highlight, you want to add your autofilter to, you don't need to highlight the table. As I mentioned before, spreadsheets can recognize a table. So in this case here, you just go to data and you select the filter option. And notice the arrows appeared on all of the headings. And that is your autofilter being applied here. The criteria now is where we're going to set these options inside here. So we apply the autofilter, but we haven't used it as yet. So if you want to take it off, it's just as simple as pressing back the icon. We don't need to highlight one and then add it there because we don't need it just on one, we need it on the entire table. So anytime you're adding an auto filter, you're adding it for the entire table so that if you want to filter any other part, you can do so. Malik,
Sir, what you say?
how do I filter age to see 18-year-olds only?
Sir, tap on the drop down arrow right by age, and then deselect everything except 18.
Okay, that could work. Now, let's see. So let's see, Khadijah.
Yes, sir.
If I want age that is under 18 with the grade 2, age under 18 and the grade 2, and only grade 2.
Yes, sir. We click on the drop down arrow for age.
Mhm.
Deselect 18. Yep, press OK. And for grade, deselect the rest of grades except 2.
Okay, so I'm noticing no one is even mentioning um, these options here. we can also make use of these options here. So if we say less than, we can easily put in 19 here. It can be less than 18. Less than 18, and we have that there. And text filter again, equal to, what if I gonna work? Yeah, 2, and that also. Alright, so let's see. Now we're gonna look at our advanced filter. Um, we need to create an advanced filter to see grades of grades 1 and grades 2. Hitish, how do I go about starting to create my advanced filter?
Um, so you got your original data on
What's the first step? What's the first step in an advanced filter? What's the first thing you need?
so you have to select all the original data.
And then after that,
You put in criteria range.
that's with the dialog box. But we need things, some features before we can do all of that. That's what I'm asking. What is the first step? Where is your criteria range here? Durrani, what's the first thing we need?
Highlight the entire set of data.
We're, we create our advanced filter. So what do we need in order to create this advanced filter?
Sir, can I answer?
We'll come to you.
All right.
What is the main thing we need right now to create our advanced filter?
Is your criteria?
Yes, we need our criteria. That's the main thing we need right now. So the first thing would have been our table. We already have that. So our table is our first requirement. And the second and main requirement is our criteria. So how do we go about creating this criteria now? Anyone?
Sir, start by copying the headings and pasting them
Where should I paste them?
somewhere other than there.
So paste them in Sky.
No, sir. Paste them in a different cell. A different cell.
That can work.
Yes, sir.
So for my criteria, I want um, grades 1 to 2. So how do I get grades 1 to 2? Alia,
No, sir. I'll go learn, sir.
anyone? How do I get grades 1 to 2? Jasmine?
Here's what we doing.
We're doing an advanced filter and we're creating the criteria for grades 1 to 2. How do I create that criteria?
Sir, you gotta put um one and one and two.
So 1 and 2.
Something like this, sir.
Was it?
Um, yeah.
That's it? That's gonna give me grades 1 and 2. So if I do advance, copy to another location because I want it somewhere else. My list range is my table, so that is already highlighted here. My criteria range is this criteria that I just created. And then copy to is here. So you're telling me I will get grades 1 and 2.
No, sir.
So what criteria do I need to put to get grades 1 to 2? Anyone that's willing to help her out?
Sir, less than 3?
Less than 3. Copy to another location. Criteria range. Copy to. Okay. Boom. Technically it is correct, but I want it because it selected only that one. Yep, that's it. So, criteria, I would have said this before. A criteria is a question you're asking. Is something less than? Is something more than? Or you're looking for exact value. And in cases where you are looking for an exact value, you simply just have to put that value only. So in this case here, copy to another location, the table, criteria, I just have 3 there. So here now, 3 will appear. So it's 3, basically 3 ways of criteria you have. Either you're looking for less than, you're looking for more than, or you're looking for an exact value. So you put back exactly what you want. Alia,
Yes, sir.
why try a thing? What is the name of the criteria in yellow?
I don't know, man.
Do you know what's the name of the criteria in red? Where's red? Try a thing. Anything. What's the, any one of them? What's the name of the criteria in yellow? What's the name of the criteria in red? Janesi, you can try a thing. Type something because you said your microphone is not working. Type something in the comments. Jeremiah. Jeremiah.
Sir, could you read?
Let me hear you, Hitesh.
Students that are in grade 3 but do English only.
Students that are in grade 3 with English only.
Sir, I can try.
Yes, Giselle.
The yellow is the and the red is the or.
Yes, that's what I was looking for. I asked what is the name of the criteria? What is the type of criteria?
Oh, shoot. Sorry, there, sir.
The yellow is the and criteria, and the red is the or criteria. The difference, the or is always in a different row. The and will be in the same row. Should I put a 12 here also? The and is always in the same row, and the or is in a different row. Even if it was by itself, even if the tree was by itself, it's still an and criteria because the criteria is only in one row. Alright, use pivot table to count the number of students who have that, count the number of students in each group, create a table with grades in the row, and da. So I need to create a pivot table now. Unique. How do I create my pivot table? From the same table here.
Sir, you highlight the list,
Highlight what?
the list. Yeah, then and go under, I think it's insert and click on pivot table.
So this box here appears. What next?
Um, sir, for the sir for the location, you can click on another location in another cell.
Okay. So for this table, for this box here, we basically have two options. There's only two options we'll be using. For this first one here, it's for you to select your table. And the last one is where do you want your pivot table? What's the location? Do you want it in a new sheet or do you want it in the same sheet? In my case, I'll just put it in the same sheet. I'm going to put it from the start in here. Okay. And I have my pivot table there. Titino,
Yes, sir.
how am I creating a table with subjects and grades?
Sir, click on subject and drag it down to rows.
Good.
Yes, and do the same thing for grade. No, oh yeah.
Does that look like a table? An appropriate table?
No, sir. You click on G
On G.
column. Yeah, go back, and then yes, and then click on G and then bring down the grid to the rows.
Does the table only have rows?
Columns. Yes.
Well, in this case, they wanted, yeah, that. So in this case, for the exercise, they wanted the subject in the columns, and they wanted the grade in the row, like that, and they wanted you to count the grade. So if I drag grade into values now, where remember whatever is inside of values, this values box, that is what will get summarized. So you see how subject went into column, it appeared in the columns. Grade went into the row, we see it in the rows. But anything that goes into the values box will get summarized. So grade inside of values, the grades got summarized, and it shows here which one of the summary option was used. It was counted. We could switch it to, if we want, right click on the data, summarize values by. If we use sum is not going to work because it can't add these Roman numerals. Average, that won't work either. So counting is most likely to work. So for English, there's two grades two. For French, there is one grade one, one grade two, and this shows you your grand total here. Alright, so the next table is for you to, the next exercises is for creating charts. So let's see, Chazelle, if I want to create a chart with subject and grade, what should I do?
Um, sorry, I can't remember.
As long as you added it, you did it?
No, sir, it's like I remember, but it didn't that on tip my tongue right now.
Savitry?
First, you select the data you wanna put in the chart. So
So
you
I,
highlight the
so I
subject and
want
grade.
subject and grade. You're guiding.
So you highlight subject and grade.
Good,
Then you click on the Insert tab.
good.
And then you go by charts.
Mhm.
And you can select maybe like a column chart.
Column. Good. So why is it showing up like that? Okay, in this case here, it is not recognizing the columns and the heading. And I've noticed somebody's spreadsheet, it happened to somebody before. If this is happening in the future to any one of your table, you can simply go to insert, pick the chart that you want, and when you click on the chart and you look at the top here, chart tools, select data. So here now you can highlight the data that you want, but it's still not recognizing it. Let me try student ID and subject. For some reason it's not recognizing the data. Let me um, format it and then insert, highlight, insert. Why is it picking up Spanish as a 11 as a heading? Very interesting. Okay, well this works. So you highlight that and that worked there. So let's see. Naresh,
Yes, sir.
how do I add my access titles?
Huh?
How do I add my access titles?
Uh,
What is the access title?
right, I remember.
Malik?
Sir, Oven.
Just calling to find out how you're doing.
So right now, at the writing sir, like I gotta get a little more time to finish.
I asked you how to add the access title.
Oh, when you tap on the chart, a green box thing is supposed to appear, and yeah, just press on it, whichever one you want.
Which one?
Press on access title.
Where is access title?
When you touch on the green box on the right above the filter and the paintbrush thing.
There's a green box.
Sorry, get the green. You know what I mean?
There's a white box with a green
Sorry, it
with a
get a
green.
green cross in it.
Good, but there's a white box.
Sorry, I focusing more on the green.
And here is where we can add our access title. Right, Narish? So these here are our access title to describe what each access, the data
Oh,
that
sir,
access
I
is
didn't,
about.
I didn't know it named that. I just I just come back when I went from work and
So here you can add all of your features to your chart. Anywho, the last thing we're going to look at is a frequency distribution. I think it's inside of this exercise. Anyway, so for those persons that are doing the SBA right now, well, most of you would have completed it, but as I would have said before, if you click on your chart and you look at the top here, you will see chart tools, and that is indicating that this is a normal chart. And when you would have created um, a pivot table, so let me open that field list, and I just want grades. Yeah, that can work. So in my field list now, from this pivot table now, I can create a pivot chart. I'm going to create a normal pivot chart, and if you look at the top here, you will see pivot chart tools. And this is how we can tell the difference between a pivot chart and a pivot table. It looks exactly the same, but that's how we can tell the difference, because the same options here to add all of the features. Now, other than that, what I wanted to show is the frequency distribution. So in order to get that, I need something with numbers in the rows. I'm gonna come to the grids. Good. So to get my frequency distribution is used within the pivot table, and it is used to group numbers together so that you can see the data on those grouped numbers. So in this case here, I'm seeing individually for age 14, 15, 16, and 18. What if I want to see for every two age, 14 and 15, 16 and 17? I can right click on it, use the group option, and this is how you enable the frequency distribution. The starting point to the end point will be detected automatically. It recognizes that 14 is the lowest age and 18 is the highest age. And now I can change the group by, if I want it to be grouped by every 2, okay, it is now grouped by 2. Right click and ungroup. If I want it by 3, it is now grouped by 3. So that there is your frequency distribution. It's very simple.
Cool, sir.
Alright, so we shall end here for today. If you guys don't have any questions, you are free to leave.